Our next speaker is Adrian Trabold, Head of IIoT Customer Sales at Balluff. His topic is IT, OT, IIoT. Our support, your solution. There are a lot of abbreviations in that title, Adrian. I hope you can encrypt that a little bit.
I will try my very best. Thank you, Stefan, and good morning, everybody out there. As Stefan was introducing me, I'm now responsible for the sales of our digitalization and IIoT customer project house. But before I was doing this, I was already more than 5 years in Balluff. Here I grew up in the world of the industrial automation. But since the beginning of Industry 4.0, maybe in 2014, my interest for the interface between the IT level and the production level were born. On purpose, I was looking for the discussions between the representatives of production and IT and software at our customers. And one thing became obvious to me all the time. There are two very different worlds clashing into each other. Something like a mediator is needed. Maybe something like a Google Translate for OT versus IT. Do you know such situation, or are you even stuck in this problem at the moment? Then Balluff's digitalization and IIoT customer project house is your solution. This morning, I'm standing in front of you, but representing our 100 software and project engineers. With these capacities and their impressive know-how, we are brave enough to accept this challenge. We take your specific application requirements in focus, taking your individual needs and requirements in account, and reaching out our hand to guide you to do the next steps to create real added value and measurable added value in context of the industrial IoT. But by doing that, be sure, we do not forget where we are coming from. OT is our home base, our origin. With approximately 40,000 products and more than 60 years experience in industrial automation, we have a wide range of experience about your pain points on the shop floor level. Only to mention 3 of them. Rising salaries are making efficiency improvements to a vital need to stay competitive on a local or global base. Transparency requirements are even rising with Industry 4.0, as now the government is asking for it, your in-house processes, or maybe industry standards. So they all are keen to have the most possible transparency about your production progress. And finally, management, and specific resource management. Some of your resources become more and more valuable, for instance, service people, because they are becoming a business as itself. Just think about models like pay-per-use. So continuous improvements on all these 3 points are very mandatory to stay competitive or to even grow your business. With digital solutions, we help you doing significant steps on that. So far, many self-standing and autark systems have been trying to address these pain points. Behind these autark systems, a lot of standalone and unique process know-how is covered. Now, the new challenge is to further grow this unique process know-how by using the art of industrial IoT, specifically supplementing and interlinking existing data to create measurable added value. But why are we calling this art? Well, you are earning money with your unique process know-how. And you have several different PLC systems in your factory running. And last but not least, have you ever had a look on your ERP system? Does this really look like an out-of-stock product? I think we all agree that to do significant steps in efficiency and transparency improvements, it's very needed to select the right data to be implemented, to be interlinked. Real excellence is needed to identify the real data, to add missing data, and to interlink this with the domain know-how you have in your company. Therefore, it's unavoidable to have tailored and application-specific solutions to reach the remarkable optimizations you're targeting for. Just let's have a look onto your intralogistics processes, for instance. Domain know-how is located in your logistics teams and also in your production planning. And they have reflected this know-how in business logic in several of your systems. But still, I think each of us know the situation that equipment is going to be searched in a moment you actually want to start producing. A lot of time gets lost by looking for the equipment. And when you found it, oops, the equipment is not in the right condition. Most of the cases, the reason is that there's a lag between the virtual reflected situation and the real situation on your shop floor. We need to work on that. And the relevant question will be, won't your life be easier if you change your production planning philosophy from push principle, where the planning relies on virtual system, to a pull principle, where your machine is the leading element? The machine would require the equipment and the raw material on a time when it is predictable will the usage be. So how to do that? Well, maybe you already have this pull principle from the machine, but you're not following this way consequently, or this idea consequently. Is the equipment also ordered, linked to this order? And is it tracked and the condition of the equipment logged in detail so that the preparation phases are also really documented properly? If so, you're far ahead of many of other industrial players. If not, don't worry, we help you with that. Starting with a workshop where we are trying to understand how to align the flow of data in your virtual system with the flow of goods on your shop floor. And for sure, you can't be only a single person in this workshop with us, because many of your team members and other teams, and maybe external IT partners, are affected by a new solution. So invite them to this workshop, and let's start working together on one joint solution as a team right from the beginning. Done with that, we are doing the next step. By feasibility hardware tests, we are proving that the theoretical concept could even be implemented on the shop floor level with our hardware or with foreign hardware. If we are done with that, we ensure that the middleware is set up properly so that the devices used are interacting accordingly and pushing the data needed to the upper level systems. And as user acceptance is critical by doing the change into a more digital working life, we also take care about your operators, maybe by providing smart devices or wearables, which help you guiding your operators according to the new process and make them feel more comfortable with this new situation, to ensure that your forklift is always on the right track. But intralogistics is only one of the use cases we can help you with. We also feel home in the area of condition monitoring. There, the domain know-how is based on a lot of experience, and we are all keen to duplicate this experience on data level. But sometimes you and us, we are struggling with finding the right entry point into this topic. Should we take the data from the PLC or from the sensor level directly? Should we do the analytics on the PLC, or will this rather lead to a system overflow? And by the way, what role do my existing systems like QA or ERP systems play in this topic? Could we involve them into the solution? Our response: with you, your experienced colleagues, and our experts, we help you to identify the critical points of your process. We identify the data needed and gather them, and bring them on IT level as fast as possible. But why are we doing this in such a hurry? Well, because on the IT level, you have much more possibilities to do correlations between these data. But why are we doing this? Why do we need correlations? Well, a sensor value itself is usually not critical, as long as the produced part is still okay or the machine is running well. It becomes critical in the situation where your quality system signals problems. Then you want to know about that. While our data scientists are developing the algorithms needed, we also take care about the usability. Because an HMI in this context could be much more than only a dashboard provider. It further increases your transparency about the efficiency of your processes. Finally, we are all driven by the vision of the digital factory. But by doing that, never leave your standards aside regarding robustness and reliability, which are core for industrial automation ever since. Extensive testing are the same important as the security of your data. We are providing you a solid concept and considering your entire surroundings, no matter if you run your application either locally or in a cloud to enable global accessibility. We could consult you by setting up the proper concept, also for topics like cybersecurity. And you can be sure that this solid concept to protect your data and systems will fall on open ears of your IT departments. Our experience proves a healthy balance between OT and IT experts on the discussion table can be very helpful, not only to have a better understanding of either side. It rather increases the level of realism and pragmatism, which are accelerators for doing the steps in industrial IoT. And be sure, none of our systems can't be seen as a closed system. We are always keen to work in several different extension levels to be able to react flexible on your requirements. By using open interfaces and open source technology, it is very easy to implement and maintain our solutions in your surroundings. As openness and flexibility are core for us, it's also okay to partner with either your existing hardware or your IT partners. Or if it's needed, we introduce our own partners to the discussion table. As long as there's a good level of trust and the same understanding of quality and security, this is no problem for us. To ensure that you receive a solution as you are used to from Balluff hardware products. Reliable, secure, high quality, and if needed, on a global scale. You're still not convinced and you need a proof that Balluff could be your Google Translate for IIoT, then you're welcome to join one of our following sessions. Right after this session, we're going to present you together with our colleagues from Poland our machine access control concept. We are challenging the security level of your machine access control by a PLC-independent solution managed on IT level. At 11:15, I'm going to welcome our customer Illic GmbH, with whom we implemented a solution which shows how the former industrial proven RFID technology can interact with new state-of-the-art smart devices to even create new businesses, in this case for service. And last but not least, I will be here together with two of my colleagues because we know about this pain point, finding the right starting point in condition monitoring. If you're interested in learning about this or just want to see what kind of offerings Balluff has for you, this will be the right session for you. Trust can't be generated just artificially or by marketing only. We need to work together to see that it works. So feel free to invite us and to get to know us. Get in contact with us either via website, email, or phone, or just contact your local Balluff representative to set up a discussion with more of your colleagues or to even start a concrete project. We look forward to that and also meeting you in person in real life very soon. Until that, stay healthy and stay tuned.
Thank you, Adrian, for showing us new ways and new possibilities on that. So let's see if we have some questions in the chat, and currently there is nothing, but as always, if you have some questions, please feel free to write them in the chat and we will answer them right now. So I have a question for you, Adrian. Are you limited on Balluff hardware, or do you have preferred or standard software systems you support?
As mentioned before, we are very brand independent. If you have existing systems you don't want to touch either on hardware or software side, this is okay for us, and we need to have a look on it, how to adapt our solution to that. For sure, if you leave us the freedom, then we would always go back to our preferred systems, and there, for sure, Balluff hardware is well known at us, as well as open source technologies. We are using in standard, so then we are going back to our preferred solutions.
Okay, thank you. And one essential question has always been about our involvement into developments from external, from customers, as these usually take some couple or months. How do you normally plan to involve your customers, and who is the owner of the developed solution?
Yeah. Agile project management is currently one of the buzzwords, and there's always this role of product owner who is describing the user stories, and we always welcome it if the customer is able to take this role as a product owner. This gives us a direct feedback about our intermediate steps in the development, and further it also gives the customer the possibility to always have a close look on the budget, on the time schedule, and also of the performance of the team. So there will never be a misunderstanding, and all issues can be clarified directly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Adrian, for your time this morning. And thank you all for listening. We will have a short break, and then Adrian and I will be back with a colleague from Poland for the next session. See you in a few minutes. Thank you.